Oh my god. Just Dragon City. Throw a Pyroblast into his face, and that lets us play the rest of our cards next turn. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Could have played the Reno, but I don't know if it'll go off in the time limit. That is good game. Oh my god, like we just exploded in damage those last few turns. He probably has no idea what just happened. I've been doing a lot of thinking, wondering how we can maximize the trolling that we can do with Highlander Mage, and I think I've come to a pretty solid idea here. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with the best card in the game. You might have heard of it. It's called Pyroblast. Alexstrasza, that's a pretty solid card all around, right? Same with Archmage Antonidas. Luna's Pocket Galaxy has proved to be pretty strong, but the Naga Sandwich is where things get interesting. Get the Pyroblast down to a 5 cost with the Sandwich, hit Alexstrasza with the Pocket Galaxy, bringing it down to 1. Once we have a 5 cost Pyroblast in hand, we'll generate a Fireball from Archmage Antonidas. Bam! 5 mana Pyroblast, 4 mana Fireball, 1 mana Alexstrasza. That's 31 damage for 10 mana. Gonna be absolutely hilarious if we can pull it off. Caligos, solid option, also can help with the combo. Turtle is great to cast the Galaxy from your deck. Also goes great with the Flame Strike and the Blizzard. Power Creation, really solid 8-drop. There's some really strong 6 costs you can get with it. Reno the Relicologist is a really solid turn 6, one of the best in the game, so we're definitely including him. Siamat's a definite include, just insane value. I've been a little disappointed by King Ferocis, so we're going to skip him. He's really good if you hit him with the Galaxy, but if you don't, he's just way too hard to play, so we'll pick up the Mountain Giant, just really strong, turn 4 or 5. We only got 2 6 costs, so we'll throw the Defender in. That gives us some great options for taunts and healing. For 2 costs, all we really want is the Doomsayer and Zephyr the Great, get the most value we can out of them. Stargazer Luna, the best 3-drop for us, and combo's amazing with the Galaxy. I don't think we're going to run the secrets here. Snip Snap and Vulpera Scoundrel are just insane value. Definitely going to throw those in. Voodoo Doll is doable, but I don't think it's quite necessary. The Arcane Keysmith is amazing. Conjur's Calling. Bone Wraith, really solid turn 4. Witchwood Piper guarantees the Doomsayer or Zephyr the Great. We need the Ziliax. There's the Frost Nova, goes amazing with Blizzard and Flame Strike. The Arcane Intellect, auto include. Frostbolt, going to give us some solid options for the early game. Same with Ray of Frost. We still got 2 slots left. Thinking we'll fill one of those with Magic Trick. That's some more solid options for the early game. And we're set on the late game. Sun Reaver Warmade gives you solid board presence and removal at the same time. Magic Trick's gonna finish it off and nerf me harder, Blizzard. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this, Leroy!
Alright, let's rock and roll. See what we can pull off here. Hopefully get that OTK off. We're the opponent. That's never happened before. Alright, we got a Paladin. Wonder if he's going to be Murloc Paladin or the Holy Wrath Paladin. Could be Highlander, but I feel like it's a bit less likely. The Turtle and Siamat are going to be definite tosses here. Arcane Intellect you could toss if you're really scared of the matchup, like Hunter or Quest Shaman. If you don't think you're going to get a turn 3 off, but here we're feeling pretty confident. So we're just going to keep that Galaxy and the Arcane Intellect, see what we can draw into. Okay, Caligos, not the best draw, but Ray of Frost is going to be great for the early game. Gonna have to wait till he plays something to see what it is exactly. Okay, so he missed the turn 1. And he's definitely going to be Murloc Paladin there. Yeah, he did give us a beautiful turn 3 off that. Like 3-4 for 3 mana. It's also a mech, so we can magnetize it with the Ziliax and the coin on turn 4. Killing that Fish Flinger with the hero power is an option, but since we got that amazing turn 3, we're just gonna blow that 2 Ray of Frost, get rid of it. It's gonna be nice and clean, and then we'll be pretty much guaranteed to get that easy 3 cost out next turn. Ooh, Underbelly Angler, that's a really strong minion there. It's lucky of him to have got that, but even though we're not gonna be able to clear that easily this turn, we'll just get that beautiful 3 cost out. He's going to either have to trade the Angler or trade some huge removal just to get rid of it. Okay, so he's definitely going to be able to clear that while keeping the Angler alive, but he's going to lose a charge and his poisonous as well. So that's a bit less lethal damage he's going to have late game and 1 less removal option he's going to have with that poisonous being blown. We're in a great position. He only got 2 minions off that Angler. Going to be able to coin out the Ziliax here to get rid of that.
Unity, precision.
and we're in a great position going into turn 5 there. Might even get the turn 7 Galaxy off. He's going to have to trade 1 or 2 of his minions there to get rid of the Zilliax, and then we'll still be at full health after that. He's playing the Seer, so that's a little rough, but it's good that he didn't get a War Leader or anything crazy out before the Seer. So that's still totally manageable for us. We'll see if we can get the Flame Ward here. We did draw the Flame Strike, so we're in a great position even if we don't get it. It doesn't look like we will. Ice Barrier is going to be just as good though. Lets us survive till that turn 7 Flame Strike a little bit easier. We're still at 28 health in a great spot. Okay, War Leader, that's a really strong play for him, but that's only going to add 8 damage to the board. We just got the Ice Barrier, so that's basically going to soak up the entire effect of the War Leader. Only going to get through with 11 damage, still well over half of our health there. And then we can always use a Hero Power, kill that War Leader with Keysmith next turn, because it doesn't look like he traded for it. Oh, we drew the Frost Nova, so that is beautiful. Let's see if we can draw off the Arcane Intellect here. We're completely safe, going to be able to freeze this whole board. Okay, Defender, great draw. Sandwich, also pretty strong. We could trade the Keysmith for that War Leader. I don't think it's very likely that he has his second Cold Light Seer. So, I think the best play would be to trade for the War Leader, but we're just going to face him here, freeze his whole board. He's only got 1 spot for a minion now. And then even if that is the Seer, we're going to be able to clear most of his board with the Flame Strike. Okay, there's the weapon. Looks like he's going to face us though. Yep, there's the face. Just playing the Silver Hand Recruit, that's beautiful. Going to clear the whole board with Flame Strike. Face him with that Keysmith. And then we drew the Reno, so we're in a great spot no matter what he does here. Tip the Scales, pretty strong turn 8. This was at 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's got 15 health, we can get through with 13 with the Reno and a Hero Power. Yeah, looks like he did face this again, so that's 13 damage. But we drew a Blizzard, so that's way better. We're just gonna nuke that whole board. And then we have a Reno to clean up anything remaining for the next turn. Still got 7 health, so we're perfectly safe from Leroy or any crazy shenanigans he's got left in his hand. And we could clear a 2-1 with the Hero Power. But since we have a Reno, what we'll do is we'll bring this 3-2 down to a 3-1. It's frozen anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now he only has 4 minion spots, and with our Hero Power and Keysmith, that's 13 damage. There's no way that he's going to be able to gain 10 health with only 4 minion slots with a Murloc Paladin. So that's just setting our Reno up for a great clear next turn. Alright, is that all he's going to be playing? Yeah, so he's got 10 health on board. That's perfect for the Reno. Sucks that we can't quite squeeze in a taunt yet. But like I said, 7 health. We're perfectly safe from the Leroy. I don't think he's going to be able to kill us yet. He's played both his charge Murlocs as well. And then like all of his buff cards for the Murlocs. So next turn we'll just toss out some taunts. Be in a perfectly safe position. Got that 4-6 on board, as well as clearing his entire board. Like, Reno is just such insane value, it's not even funny. Oh, there's his last Seer. So, for starters, we could kill that 3-4, but I think we'll let that live. Make sure that it doesn't die very easily, limit the amount of cards he'll have in his hand next turn. Get rid of that 3-6 as a bit scarier instead, and then toss out both of our taunts with Reborn. Like, there's no way he's getting through both those taunts. They're both going to resummon themselves when they die. One of them's going to heal us for 6 health, that'll put us in a great spot. And then he's only got the 3 or 4 cards in his hand. He's not going to be able to draw off that Death Rattle. Just like, all in all, we're basically in an unwinnable... or he's in an unwinnable position at this point. There goes his last poisonous. We just gotta play around the Leroy at this point, and we're perfectly safe. Even if the Leroy does sneak through, as long as nothing else sneaks through with it, we're totally fine. So, we'll see what we can get off the magic trick. Another magic trick would be a decent option, but Arcane Missiles is going to be great for a board like this, so we'll clear one of them with our 2-1 Murloc charge. That makes it a bit less likely that Arcane Missiles trolls us by hitting all 3 of them once each. Then let's see what we can get off the Scoundrel here. Blizzard's going to be a great option, just in case he does have 2 cards in his hand, 3 after he draws, so that'll clear anything left he has. Arcane Missiles, before we play that, we'll get rid of that 1-2. Lets our Reno survive another day, and then just makes the missiles that much stronger. Make sure we use it before the hero power so we can finish off anything it doesn't hit. We could let that poison survive to make sure we heal off the taunt, but like we're in a strong position, we'll just let that taunt live. He's only got 1 minion on board. He's not going to be able to get through that reborn taunt, and even if he does, that'll heal us for 6 health. Okay, Zephrys the Great. Polymorph would suck, but he's got the 8 mana there, so I don't think it'll offer him that.
Thank you.
If we were at 6 health, that'd be terrifying because he'd get a fireball, but I don't think that would have given him lethal. Likely gave him like a Tyrion, or maybe even a Pyroblast for next turn. Gonna want to play around the Pyroblast just in case, because that would be the scariest possible card he could have got there.
Amazing.
Beautiful that he didn't kill us here. So Blizzard's gonna wipe his whole board, get some face damage off, and since he could have a Pyroblast, instead of trading him with the Defender, we'll just trade that for anything really. Doesn't matter what. That'll give us 3 health here for 0 mana. Blizzard, everything he has left. And then if we had to, we would hero power that defender, but we got the Conjurer's Calling. That's just way more value. Puts us up for lethal next turn with the Pyroblast if we want. We have 13 health, so there's nothing he can do, like Leroy, Pyroblast. Doesn't matter what he has, we're perfectly safe.
I'm almost out of cards.
It's only got 6 mana left. There's the Leroy. Yeah, nothing he can do with that 1 mana. Just gonna play a mummy. Good game. Let's flex on him a little bit with this Naga Sandwich. Hit the Pyroblast in for the lethal. Just the most satisfying possible feeling. I love killing people with that Pyroblast. By the holy light. Alright, so far so good. It's going to be another warrior. It's a bit more likely that he's aggro over control, but you never know. You gotta play around either option there. Conjurer's Calling. Strong card overall. War Mage not quite as good. We don't have the coin or a high cost spell, so we're definitely going to toss that. Get the Galaxy from tossing it as well, so that's beautiful. Sets us up for a great turn 7. Snip Snap, beautiful turn 3. Conjurer's Calling just gives us amazing value. And we're going to have to wait to see what he plays here to figure out what he is. If he is aggro, we just got unlucky by missing the turn 1 there. If he hero powers here, that's a pretty big tell that he's going to be control. Okay, so it's looking like he's aggro. Control generally doesn't run that. We're going to toss out the Snip Snap. Don't have to worry about the Echo or anything like that. It's basically a 4/5 for 3 mana. Okay, and a second Berserker. So it's a little bit scary, but it's still just 1 damage each, and as long as none of them die, perfectly manageable. If we can get a Flame Ward here, we're going to be in a great spot. Doesn't look like we're getting the Flame Ward. Vaporize and Splitting Image would be solid options, but he has played a 1-cost minion and 2 2-cost minions. so it's pretty likely he's going to go for like a 3 or 4 cost minion on turn 4. Mirror Entity is going to let that essentially trade for itself, so it's going to be some pretty decent removal. That's definitely the best pick here. We're going to go for that. Kill the non-reborn, so we can only attack with 2 minions here. He's probably not going to want to face us with those, so we can guarantee the damage off, but if he's scared of the Flame Ward, you never know. They have to play around essentially every secret, they never know what it's going to be. And then Frothing Berserker, that's a great minion to hit with the Mirror Entity. It's going to be able to trade for itself, no problem, and if it lives, that's just crazy damage. Looks like he's going to coin out the Wasp with Inner Rage though. That'll let him clear for the Frothing Berserker, but that's going to be 3 cards for 1. And that 1 card was for free, so it's like 3 cards for nothing. Going into turn 5, we got the Ziliax Snip Snap on board. That is just beautiful. So we can trade the Snip Snap into this 3-1 and then magnetize a 1-1 to get rid of his 11 damage minion. That's gonna put us back at full health. He's gonna have to trade the only minion he has left, or like either weapon or charge damage, just to get rid of this taunt. Okay, so there's the trade. Okay, Arcanate Reaper. That's pretty strong. He's gonna get 10 damage overall with that, but usually by like turn 5 or 6, he's expecting us to be down to 15 health. We're at like 30, 25, so that's just amazing. See what we can draw off the Arcane Intellect. Doomsayer would be an okay option to make sure we can get the Galaxy off, but I'm thinking we'll just keep our board presence up with the Scoundrel. Like we don't really need the Galaxy in this matchup. Pyroblast and Flame Strike are both great cards, but we just drew a Reno, so I'm thinking Pyroblast will be good. If he just ignores our minions and goes for face damage, we can get that surprise lethal off. Okay, as long as we can survive whatever he throws at us here, like he's down to 3 cards in hand, we don't even need the Galaxy. Like, run out of cards in his hand and it's good game. And it's looking pretty good for us overall to be able to trade for whatever he happens to play here. Like we'll be able, next turn we can trade with the Scoundrel, a Hero Power, and then a Reno can play basically whatever he plays here. And then we'll have a full 6 mana to play whatever we feel like from our hand. Oh, it's second Arcanate Reaper. Okay, so he's still in the game, but we'll be at 8 health after he hits us again with that Reaper. Still in a beautiful position, nowhere near lethal damage range from the Leroy. Can't quite conjure that Mountain Giant. We'll see what we can get off the Power Creation. Would have been nice if it gave us a taunt, but Wind Fury Harpy is beautiful. That's 8 damage from each minion if they survive. Like, he's probably going to be scared of that. Like, he knows we're Highlander Mage, so if he's smart, he's going to want to play around that possible Zephyr into Bloodlust. That would just give us like way over lethal damage. With 6 damage that he can hit us with, we'll still be at the 7 health. Leroy can't take us out. Okay, so it looks like he's going to trade for a minion instead of facing us. That is beautiful. He is terrified of that lethal damage. Okay, so we'll toss out the Mountain Giant. We can conjure it same turn here. If we get a taunt out of that, that'll just... Oh, yep, there we go. So he's not going to be happy about that. We'll get rid of the Scoundrel, so even if he does happen to have a Brawl, we're perfectly fine. We got the Pyroblast next turn. Like, there is nothing he can do here. Oh, and there it goes. Sucks that we didn't get to Pyroblast him, but equally satisfying. Jeez, another worthy opponent. If I had a nickel for every time. Oh, it's another mage. I thought I was the only one. There are other mages. I'm so happy. Pyroblast and Flame Strike gonna be definite tosses. Ziliax is okay, but versus a mage, not really needed. Keysmith's gonna be a pretty solid turn 4. Okay, Ray of Frost, Scoundrel, and the Keysmith. We got some great early game going on here. Frostbolt as well, so no matter what he does, we're perfectly set. Okay, so you want to make sure you don't blink and miss any of this intense action we got for the early game. We're probably just going to be trading hero powers for a little bit. Oh, it's riveting action. It's nice that he missed the turn 3 though, so now we'll get this Scoundrel out here and take the lead. Flame Strike, going to be a beautiful card here. We haven't drawn our Nova, Blizzard, or Flame Strike in the deck, so it's good to have at least one AoE removal option. Twilight Drake, pretty solid turn 4 for him. We could Frostbolt and then Ray of Frost the Twilight Drake, but if we save them, that's easy removal of a giant later on. Iceberry and Vaporize would be solid picks here, but the Spellbender is just so amazing. Basically forces him to use Ray of Frost before he can get his Conjurer's Calling off. And then if he does just go for the Conjurer's Calling, it's going to be hilarious. Then if he's smart, he's going to have to play around the secret, like he thinks it could be anything. Okay, Witchwood Piper, that's going to give him either a Doomsayer or a Zephrys the Great. Let's just toss out the Ziliax with the Keysmith, that'll get rid of his Twilight Drake, heal us back up to full health, and then he's going to have to trade that Witchwood Piper into the Ziliax, which will clear his whole board for us. Like, he doesn't have to do that, but if he doesn't, that's going to take off a card from his hand. Okay, there goes the Piper, so that's a full board clear. Okay, so he's going for the turn 6 Doomsayer. That, like, even if he doesn't have a Galaxy in hand, we're going to play around the fact that he might. We just don't want him to get that off for free no matter what. Coining out the Tiamat, totally worth it here. Like, it could be better if we were able to give it Divine Shield as well as the Wind Fury and Rush, but doesn't matter. We got to get that Doomsayer out of there. Now we got the 6/6 with Wind Fury. There's no way he can blow a Galaxy. He's going to have to remove this. He's going to have to blow a Tiamat of his own just to get rid of it. Like, the amount of times Tiamat kills itself is ridiculous. I think that's like the #1 counter to Tiamat is itself. So Mountain Giant going to be a great play here. We'll get it off for 5 mana, and that'll still leave us with the 2 for the Frostbolt. Just in case we play a few more cards out of our hand, good to get that Mountain Giant out there while it's still a fairly free card. That puts the Tiamat in Flame Strike range next turn. Golden Reno, so that's pretty strong. I got mad respect for this guy having a Golden Reno. But Flame Strike would still be decent, and we're drawing the Reno of our own. Like, it's no Golden Reno, but that's gonna just wipe out his. Like, Tiamat for Tiamat, Reno for Reno. Like, this game is just deja vu all over the place. And then we got to play ours last, so we are at the advantage once again. With the Pyroblast in hand, so essentially he's at 16 health, minus another 4 if he can't kill this Reno. Okay, so it looks like he blew his evocation just because he was scared of a counterspell. Sucks that he got his Galaxy off, but we're going to get to swing for another 4 damage here. We're in a great spot. We still got our secret out as well. So we'll play the Stargazer Luna. If he isn't able to clear this next turn, like, we're just going to take over, get a second minion with 5 health out on the board. So even a Flame Strike hero power is going to leave us with another 5 or 4 damage to hit him with. Minions aren't going to matter because of the board we got here. Zephrys the Great, that's going to give him a Twisting Nether, so he will be able to clear the board, but that's perfectly fine. We're going to be able to take the value right back with the next turn. Oh, we got a Zephrys the Great of our own. So, since he played his, he's not going to be able to get a Harrison Jones or a Polymorph off Zephyr. We'll just toss out a Tyrion. That gives us so much more value than the Twisting Nether that he got himself would. We got the Pyroblast in hand, like we could Blizzard his board, we got Ray of Frost, Flame Strike. Like this is just a essentially unwinnable position for him. Like he might get a Polymorph here. The Spellbender we have would counter that even if he does. Oh, finally blowing the Ray of Frost. It's smart of him. See if he managed to get that Polymorph. No, he wouldn't be freezing it if he did, so we're still in a great spot. He's going to spend the rest of his turn going for that Keysmith. Okay, so that could be Mirror Entity. We don't want to play the Caligos just in case he copies it. That would really suck. We'll toss out a Snip Snap. Yeah, there's the Mirror Entity. Good we played around that. Let's just freeze his whole board. He's not going to get the Death Rattle off on his Snip Snap. Going to Hero Power him for another damage for 4. So he's only got 8 health left. We got that Tyrion on board that he's going to have to freeze or something. We got the Pyroblast in hand. We could even play Caligos, maybe get like another Pyroblast or Fireball. That's got to be a Mountain Giant. He's played all his other elementals. Even if he gets a taunt or 2, we're still in a great spot here. So he's going for the Voodoo Doll. Get to take out the Tyrion, but we still got the weapon. Let's see if he's... No, it doesn't look like he has a Conjurer's Calling. There's a Snip Snap. Is that all he's gonna... Got 3 damage on board, 5 from the weapon, 5 from the Pyroblast. Yeah, there goes the game. Flex on him with the Flame Strike a bit. Finish him off with that Pyroblast. The most satisfying lethal that there is. Oh, I love it. I feel bad for him. Like I love that I saw another mage on the ladder. It sucks that I had to just destroy him, but hopefully getting beat by a mage makes him still have faith in the class. Okay, let's keep it up. Gonna be another warrior. Now I feel like aggro warrior is a bit more rare than the control warrior, and since we did just face an aggro warrior, might be a bit less likely that it's gonna be another one here. Still gotta play around it just in case. Like Caligos, War Mage, and the Defender are just a bit too expensive to hold on to in the mulligan here. We want as many low cost cards as we can get. Keysmith gonna be a great keep. Okay, Magic Trick, Scoundrel, and Pocket Galaxy. I don't know if we could have asked for better cards there. That is beautiful. So we got the Pocket Galaxy on turn 7 if we feel like it. That's gonna be amazing. Magic Trick, just really flexible card here. Let's see what we can get from it. Ray of Frost would be really valuable, so would Shooting Star. But if he is control, Splitting Image will be amazing. Like even if he's aggro, we can get 12 health off the Defender instead of 6. If he's control, we can duplicate one of our really high cost minions. So we're definitely going to take that Splitting Image. Okay, armor is kind of irrelevant here. We're just going to get that down to 2 health. I don't really have to worry about the effect, and now it's going to be able to trade with the Vulpera Scoundrel fairly easily. Even the Keysmith if he manages to clear the Scoundrel. Just 2 health puts it in a bit better of a position than 3. Don't have to worry about using our hero power in the next few turns. So I'm wondering what the Scoundrel will give us. Blizzard's going to be a great option here for the late game. He did use a hero power earlier, so I'm thinking he's control. Could still technically go either way, but I'm leaning towards him being control rather than aggro. So we'll get rid of that 3-1. Could have gone for the Flame Ward off the Keysmith, but just guaranteed removal of the 3-1 is great. Now he's only got 2 damage on board. Snip Snap, fairly strong card there. He's going to get to buff up that Eternium Rover, but he's only on turn 5, so he doesn't get the Echo off the Snip Snap at all. We're in a bit better position than we would have been otherwise. Getting a Zephyr or a Doomsayer would be really good.
Come dance to my song.
Okay, we got the Doomsayer, so we're going to go ahead and coin that out. We're at 10 cards in hand anyway. And now he's going to have to either blow some removal from hand to get rid of the Doomsayer, or we're going to get to remove that Eternium Rover, which could turn into a bit of a problem. Even if he does kill the Doomsayer, it's pretty likely that our Piper is going to survive, and that lets us start trading pretty easily. Okay, so he's blowing the Super Collider. That's a really good removal for him, but it's hilarious that he's using it to get rid of the Doomsayer. Using a Shield Slam on the Piper as well. So this guy is just terrified. Like, he should have saved those. Yeah, let's play that Splitting Image. We'll get to heal for 12 health off of our defender. I can't believe he used a Shield Slam on the Witchwood Piper. That is hilarious. Maybe he really wanted the like us to not be able to kill this Armadillo guy with the Flame Strike. That is a fairly scary minion. We want to kill that no matter what here. Best bet is just tossing out the Siamat. Like, we're going to be able to get 12 health off that defender anyway, so it's no worries that he's going to get to face us for another 4 damage here. Okay, Tomb Warden, that's a pretty strong card there, but I guess that's like to be expected. Toss out the defender there, so that's going to heal us for 12, and then he's going to have to attack with his 5/8. That'll bring him down to 5 health each. After we use a Blizzard, they'll only be at 3, and that makes it perfectly manageable if we can get like a Turtle, a Flame Strike, a Frost Nova, like anything at all from the deck, even the Reno.
What now?
He's going to use his second Shield Slam. So that's beautiful for us. We're going to have a really strong late game. He's not going to be able to remove anything easily anymore. We're only going to get to heal for 9 instead of 12, but that's totally worth it. He's using another durability on the Super Collider. So once we can get him to pop that last one there, we're just going to be able to explode in board presence. He's going to use the Warpath too, so he's just like completely out of cards in his hand, down to just the 3 there. Got a bit of a scary board, but we can Blizzard that, no problem at all. And we did get the Turtle, so that gives us some great panic options if needed.
What to do?
And now that we were able to Blizzard and Fireball one of those minions, the other one only has 5 health. We can get a Flame Strike from the deck, or Flame Strike off the Turtle. Using the hero power with that will just wipe the entire board for us. There's not too many spells left in our deck, so we're pretty likely to get the Flame Strike or even the Frost Nova. Oh, speaking of Frost Nova, there it is. So, we're perfectly safe. We'll toss out the Caligos. Arcane Intellect would be strong here, but Pyroblast is going to be really good as well. We still have 1 in the deck, so that just lets us guaranteed burst him down there if he does gain a crazy amount of armor. Perfectly fine on health. We still got the Ziliax, Alexstrasza, even Zephyr if we need to heal back up to full. It's not like he's going to have a surprise lethal, and he's used his Shield Slam, so there's not much he can do to get rid of this Caligos. Yeah, gonna let the Caligos live, that's beautiful. Let's see what we get off the Turtle. Could always be the Flame Strike, that would just wipe the board for us, give us the pretty easy Pocket Galaxy. So we're not gonna get the Flame Strike, but Ray of Frost gonna be equally strong here. It'll put 1 in our hand, so hopefully it hits one of his minions for us. So we'll trade the Caligos for 1. Get to Ray of Frost another, see what we can get off the 0 cost power creation. Taunt minion would be really strong. And that is the best possible taunt minion we could have got. 5/12, and it's a mech, so we can Zilliax that. We'll freeze its 5/5. I don't think he's gonna get to push through with that 3/2 for base damage. He's gonna have to use the Brawl or like some kind of board removal here that destroy all damage minions, whatever that one's called. Because there's the Brawl, finally forced him to use one of them. We do have more minions though, so we're more likely to have one of ours survive. Oh, and the 5/12 makes it through. That is beautiful. So we're gonna get to start for healing for 8 health per swing with the Zilliax. He's got the 0/9, so it'll get to keep its Divine Shield. That'll be that much more of a pain for him to get rid of. Oh, we're just in such a strong position here. We have an 8/14 with Divine Shield, Taunt, and Lifesteal. We can even play the Giant first. Well, it's still 5 mana there. And now he's going to have to take 8 face damage. Hopefully use up the last of his Super Collider there so we can just Exploding in board presence. Yeah, it looks like we were able to bait him with that. Normally that would suck, but we get to heal there, and then it is still at 6 health because it had an insane 14. Okay, so that mummy's going to be able to clear the taunt for us, but it's only going to be able to push through for 3 damage. Still in a great spot here. Ooh, Zephyr the Great. So if we can get a Flame Ward, that would get rid of his whole board for us. Looks like it is going to give us the Flame Ward this time. That's great. So we'll toss out the Sandwich. Gets the Galaxy and the Pyroblast down to 5, so they're much easier to play. Okay, and he's probably going to play around the Flame Wards as he should be. Okay, and he's going to be able to clear his board. So we'll get that Bone Wraith out and toss out the Pocket Galaxy. We still got the Alex and the Archmage and Tonitus in the deck, even the Reno. Like, we got some great options there. Living Monument, that is a really good card for him to have discovered. We could Pyroblast that for 5 mana. I'd rather save it for face damage though. As awesome as Tyrion would be, I'm thinking that we'll toss Zephyr. We could always get the Black Knight. That would give us some really strong board presence and remove a 10/10 at the same time. The 2/2 will be able to trade for his 3/2, and then it'll reborn itself, so we'll still be in a great spot here. There's the Black Knight. Thank you. Yeah, like when Zephrys doesn't troll you, it's amazing. It's been really good to me recently, I like it. I guess Black Knight was an obvious pick there though. It's more when you need like the Mass Dispel or something finicky. I haven't quite figured out how to make Zephyr give it to you all the time. Just gonna use this whole turn there though, just to get out a minion with it's only a 3/4 left, so that's an easy Flame Strike. Gonna be able to generate a Fireball off it too with the Antonitis. And then let's get 2 more Fireballs off of a single Ray of Frost. Trade the Zephyr into the 7/3, and that means that even if he does Sprawl, we're going to be left with a 4/5 or the Anto. That's much better than a 3/2, just limiting his options that much more. All he's really got left is the Omega Devastator or the Destroy All Damage Minions. Speaking of Omega Devastator, there it is. Oh, so he's going to blow both of them. So since we got 3 Fireballs off the Antonitis, he's not at a crazy high amount of armor. Like, I'm perfectly fine blowing 2 fireballs here to kill his 2 minions. We still got 1 left to go with the 1-cost Alex and the Pyroblast. That's 31 damage. We even got a Frostbolt if we need to. Just try and keep his armor a little more manageable. If we can keep him down to 30 health and 1 armor, that is just a guaranteed OTK for us. If he plays Dr. Boom and doesn't get the armor hero power a few times, then like that he's just done. Looks like he is gonna have that shield block, double shield block. It's like he's listening to us. So he's gonna gain quite a bit of armor there, but drawing into the Alex, that's great. So we can get some huge synergy off that with the double Conjur's Calling. Do 15 damage to his face, bring him down to 33. Got 19 damage in hand. And see what we can get for random 9-cost minions here. Oh, Ysera and the charge, or rush, that's beautiful. Conjure that, maybe get a bit more value. Oh my god. Just Dragon City. Got the Ysera, the Maligos, and the Nas. He's only got like 10 seconds to figure out what to do here. That's a guaranteed brawl or destroy all damage minions. Like, he's completely out of options otherwise. Oh my god, and look at how much damage we have in hand. Like 10, 16, 19, we get another 5 from that 0-cost spell. The Nas survives, so that's hilarious. He's still gonna have another 10 seconds to figure out what to do here. Let's get as much value out of the Snip Snap as we can. Just save our lethal damage in case he does heal up or do something sneaky here. Hopefully we have enough time to play it, all 4. Yeah, just barely gonna make it. So we got the 8-12, the 8-8. Even if he does clear both of them somehow, we're still gonna get 6 1-1s to face him with. We got that, Jesus, 24 damage in hand with spells.
This place is scary.
Like 16 damage on board, 24 in hand. He's well under his 40 or 60 health that he'd like to be. Oh, and we got the Reno. So I think, I don't know if we have lethal here, but we're just going to clear his board, throw a Pyroblast into his face, and that lets us play the rest of our cards next turn. He's only got 13 left. We got the 16 on board, 11 in hand. Reno's going to kill any taunts he can throw out. Oh my god, and we draw our other Pyroblast. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Could have played the Reno, but I don't know if it'll go off in the time limit. Want to make sure we Pyroblast him there. Like, he's got 5 health. He doesn't have an option at all to do 26 damage or gain more than, like... Oh, okay, so he is going to clear the board. But we got, was it 9 damage in hand? Or, sorry, 11 damage in hand. Now Reno's gonna clear that taunt, gonna buff up one of our minions, fireball him in the face. That is good game. Oh my god, like we just exploded in damage those last few turns. He probably has no idea what just happened. Yeah, he chooses death. He's like, what the hell is this game? I quit! Oh my god, it's beautiful. Okay, so we just need 2 wins to legend. So far this deck's performing pretty well. No complaints. This guy's an Asian name though. That is terrifying. He's automatically much better at this game than you would expect him to be. If he's Quest Shaman, Conjur's Calling might not be the strongest card here. Snip Snap and the Witchwood Piper are going to be really solid turn 3 and 4s. Conjur's Calling just not quite worth it though. Like, it's really rare that you get to cast that early on, especially with all the minions he floods the board with. Rather just have that solid turn 3 and 4 and hopefully draw into something good for the rest of the turns.
Hello.
Okay, so he's tossing on a battle cry without the quest. I wonder if he's just trying to get board presence or if he's actually not running the quest. He does have crazy symbols in his name, so he might be playing some like weird deck that no one's ever seen before.
From nothing, power.
Yeah, and that's his second battle cry without the quest, so he's definitely gonna be like Control Shaman or some weird shaman that I do not know. Toss out the Snip Snap. That's a really strong turn 3, like I said. And he's just playing a totem, so it doesn't look like he has a very strong early game. Witchwood Piper is going to be good here. Lets us draw either our Doomsayer or Zephyr. Get rid of his lackey. So he's going to Hex the Snip Snap. That's great for us. One less option he has late game for one of our huge cost minions. Turn 5, Ziliak's going to be some pretty strong board presence here. He's not aggro, so we don't have to worry about saving it for healing. We'll get to trade for his minion with that rush while keeping the Divine Shield, and then also get through for the 3 damage to his face. He's going to have to worry about that Divine Shield. Ooh, and we're finally drawing into that Pocket Galaxy. That's amazing. Get the Giant out on the board. We're already in a great spot. We got that Divine Shield Ziliak still on the board. Like, we got 4 minions. He's going to have to do either 5 damage to all and then 2 damage to everything. That'll let the Giant live. Or if he turns everything into Murlocs, we're still at 4 minions on the board. We're going to get the Pocket Galaxy off next turn. There's the Plague of Murlocs. Like, you got to expect him to have something. But not bad RNG from that. We got 2 Reborns, a 3-4, and the 2-3. So we'll keep those Reborns alive, make sure that he can't just kill it all as easy as he wants, and then we'll use that free Pocket Galaxy. Oh, there's the Walking Fountain. So he's going to get to heal for 8. It doesn't look like he has mana left to transform it though. No, and he doesn't have that 0 cost evolve. He's Control Shaman, so it's not likely that it'll flood the board with a bunch of stuff like Flame Strike's kind of a dead card, and getting to generate a Fireball off of it and also getting the Antonitis on the board here is going to be a really strong play for us. Like, now he's worried about clearing not only the Antonitis but also those 2 Reborns. Got to keep him on the defensive, limit his options. There's the Earthquake. That's a pretty solid removal there. Going to clear the whole board, but that does use up his whole turn. So once again, we can just do whatever we feel like. It's a beautiful turn 9 Alex. Gets him down to 15 health. Now he has to worry about clearing the board and healing himself.
Here, Stormy, Stormy.
Okay, so that's another one of his board wipes gone. Let's see what we can get off the Scoundrel. Make sure we get the Sandwich out of there first though, in case we want to hold on to this spell and it's a low cost. Okay, Frostbolt's a solid pick there. Gonna be able to clear his minion with it, make him worry about killing that 5-5 and 2-3. Once again, he has to worry about clearing the board and healing up. Like, we get Pyroblast Fireball him for 16 damage next turn. He's gonna have to heal here, play some taunts, or wipe the board somehow. Okay, so that's a pretty strong card, given his spell's lifesteal. So he will be able to heal to full, but he is wiping out the whole board. Like, gets to do whatever we feel like here. Get the Divine Shield Wind Fury out. Like, for 1 mana, that's a really strong card. He's definitely gonna have to worry about clearing that. And then getting our taunt out as well, just make sure that it's a bit harder for him to kill if he does have like a charge or rush minion. Sticky as well, so like he's gonna have to play 2 board clears just to kill both our minions there. Earthshock gonna get rid of that Divine Shield, that's pretty good. Don't have the Wind Fury either. Power Creation might give us a strong taunt or something. Eccentric Scribe, really good sticky minion. Gives us the 6 damage, or even 4 if he does manage to kill it. It's going to be really hard for him to kill both of those, as well as the scrolls that are left over.
Unity, precision,
Okay, Ziliak's not the biggest deal, only getting to heal for 1 health off that. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to wipe the board. Second Earth Shock, so that one's not sticky anymore, but we still have 18 damage there. 16 in hand. Oh, and we got the Zephyr and the Caligos. Wonder if we can get lethal. Ray of Frost, that's going to be able to kill one of his taunts for 2 mana. Before we play Zephyr, we'll Pyroblast him in the face, make Zephyr have a bit more idea of what's going on here, realize that lethal is an option.
your wish is my suggestion.
Flame Strike, okay. So, if it was there, we didn't have it. We get to clear his whole board though, hit him for 18 damage here, he's only got 2 health left. Gonna get to Fireball him for 6, Hero Power for 7. Like, even if he clears the whole board, we're gonna get those 4 scrolls that survive. Like, even if he kills those, then we just kill him with the Fireball. Like, we're in a great spot here. Gonna do the 12 damage to all minions. So we got 11 damage. I don't think he's gonna be able to heal for 9 with just the 5. Yeah, he's only got 8. There goes the game. Just Fireball him in the face, swing with scrolls for some lethal. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, we just gotta win one more. We're gonna hit that legend. Nothing can stop us now.
A few moments later.
I've got 6 mana, there's no way it doesn't give us the blizzard here. Guess that'll do something.
None
Drink with me, friend.
Well, that's not good. Oh, damn it.
More moments later.
Tools of
Oh, okay, we got Zephyr the Great. Like, everything's frozen. It's definitely going to give us a way to get rid of that Super Collider here. We'll use the Hero Power. We only got 3 mana. It's going to give us the Ooze. That's just going to put us in a great lead. But where's the Ooze? None of that helps me here. I'm going to Betrayal his... What? Zephyr, why? I guess we'll give something taunt? A good game. We're gonna update our mage deck a little bit. The OTK just isn't proven to be nearly as consistent as we hope. So we'll get rid of the magic trick and the sandwich. I'm thinking we'll throw in the Sandbinder with the Piper, as well as Twilight Drake. That'll give us really solid turn 4s. Turn 4 is like the most important turn in this meta, it looks like, with all the aggro heavy decks. So now, basically, no matter what we draw, we'll have a really solid mid-game there. Gonna set us up for the late game that much better. Drop that Pyroblast as well. As awesome as it is for the lethal damage, the Puzzle Box is just a really good panic button in case they get a bunch of death rattles or just a really big board that we gotta clear. And I've got pretty high hopes. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, Nerf Me Harder version 2.0. As fun as it is to troll people with the OTK, I guess it's not quite as consistent as we thought it would be.
Jaina versus Rastakan.
Rastakan. It's a pretty sweet hero. Gotta respect him. Like the Murloc a bit more, but he's pretty solid. Flame Strike, Defender, Ray of Frost, not quite the early game we're hoping for here. We're getting a Reno and a Frostbolt, so that's pretty strong. Twilight Drake's going to be a beautiful turn 4. Like if we were scared of Murloc Shaman, we could have kept the Ray of Frost, but I'm thinking it's more likely that he's going to be Quest.
Job's done.
Okay, and he's coining out that totem. That's like one of the strongest possible plays for Quest Shaman. We're going to go ahead and assume that's what he is. Definitely want to clear that with the Frostbolt just as soon as possible. Every battle cry we can mitigate him gaining is going to be that much stronger for us. Letting him complete the quest with nothing but lackeys is always just not good. He's going to be in a way too strong of a position. You want to just delay that as long as you possibly can there. We're going to be we could clear that with the hero power, but we got the Vulpera Scoundrel off the draw. That's going to be even better. Lets us trade for it and keep board presence at the same time. Pyroblast and Astral Rift. Like this game's going to be a bit too quick paced for either of those. Luna Pocket Galaxy going to be really strong if he ever does misstep and give us the opportunity to play it. We're going to want to make sure we have it in our hand. We still have the board presence advantage here unless he trades for it with something, but he does have the 1 mana overloaded, so he's only going to be able to play 2. Yeah, 1 for 1, not that bad at all. He's only got a 2/2 on the board to compete with this Twilight Drake. That's going to get up to a 4/6. And that's going to give us a lot of board presence to remove what he has, as well as play our like Taunt or Secret if we feel like it. And I like that he's only getting to discover 1 spell off that instead of using the double Battlecry hero power beforehand. He's likely going to finish the quest next turn, but that's going to use up his whole turn to do so. Oh, or maybe not. But even then, it's 2 mana for the quest, so he's not going to get too many crazy battle cries off, and it's hilarious that he got that 5/6 there. That can't attack unless he has spell damage, so unless he evolves that again, that's just a dead card for him. He's not going to want to waste a chance at the totem there just to let it attack. He'd rather finish his quest and get rid of his chance at totems altogether. Yeah, there's the transform. Lucky of him to have that, but don't have to worry about the double battle cries yet. Like, worst case, he'd get 1 lackey off of it. Okay, looks like he's going to trade for us. Just toss out the Mind Control Detect for some value on the board. That's an easy clear for Reno, and then we'll get some face damage in. Got some really strong board presence out. Completely cleared his board, and we're at essentially full health, so we are just like dominating right now. There's not many options he has. Doesn't even get the battle cry with that. Let's go ahead and trade the Reno for the 5/5. That'll let it live with 1 health. And then we can toss out a Fireball to finish it off. Trade our... yeah, let's keep the Twilight Drake at 4 health. That'll force him to double battle cry one of the 3 damages. Or like it'll soak a bit more. And then we'll Twin Spell the 4/1. Get 2 6 costs out of it. That's just some insane value. Gonna be able to face him with everything next turn and freeze his board, hopefully get some lethal.
Engaging TC-130.
Oh, he had his second Mind Control tech, so that's pretty dirty that he got to steal that. But no difference at all. We're just gonna freeze it. I don't think he's going to get its effect off by the time we finish him off here. Yeah, we'll just freeze his board. Get as much damage as we can done to his face, and then we're going to be able to hit him for lethal next turn unless he does something crazy. Oh, yeah, he's probably going for a taunt or a lifesteal or something. He is desperate, one way or another. Oh, and he did get it. That is pretty clutch for him. Not really going to matter though, because we get the Siamat. That combined with our taunt is going to wipe out his taunt. And then we'll get through with a 9 damage for lethal. He knows it. Good game. Alright, doing much better than before there. Absolutely dominating that Quest Shaman. Let's keep it up. Oh, we almost went against a little puppy. But instead we got worthy opponent.
Jaina versus
Okay, gonna be another warrior. I feel like that's the entire meta right now is shamans and warriors.
You asked for it.
We got some pretty solid options for the early game here. Ray of Frost, not really necessary. We don't need 2 options for turn 4, so we'll tops the Bone Wraith. Luna is going to be okay to keep. If he is aggro, that gives us some strong board presence. If not, that'll let us draw our entire deck once we find that Galaxy. And then the Piper's going to let us find either the Zephyr or the Doomsayer, which is a great card either way. Okay, so there's that Ray of Frost again. I think Doomsayer is a solid play here. Gonna let us remove the whole board without really worrying about it. There's not really anything he can do for 4 damage on turn 3. Like he doesn't have any armor, so even a shield slam, if he really wanted to, isn't gonna do it. It's gonna put us in a great position there. Like even if we just hero power him next turn, that's gonna stop him from just building up the board into a scary position. And we could toss out the Luna, but he's going to be control, so we'll hold on to it. No reason to overextend or anything. We got a Witchwood Piper, that's a solid turn 4. It's guaranteed to draw us the Zephyr, so even if he does do anything crazy, we have a great safety net to fall back on. Oh, and we are going to get the Galaxy. So once we can get that off, the Luna is going to let us draw the entire rest of the deck. Zephyr the Great, just gonna secure our position. Okay, it's not quite turn 6 for him, so he's only gonna get 1 Snip Snap instead of 2. That's much better than it could have been. No, we don't really want to blow anything in our hand yet. Pretty tame board. Another 3 damage isn't going to make a big difference. We'll just pass the turn, maybe get a bit more value out of one of our cards.
No tool can hold me.
Okay, so he is going to play the Mummy. Go ahead and use the Pocket Galaxy. Coin it out, taking another 6 damage. No big deal at all. Okay, that's a pretty strong card for him to have gotten, but I'm glad we got the Galaxy out before he played that. Let's start drawing our deck here, see what we can get.
Behold the tools of creation.
So far, so good.
Behold the tools of creation.
Okay, and then we'll go ahead and freeze his cards there. We're gonna make him trade with the Eternium Rover. That stops him from getting the second rush damage off as well, and then makes it a bit easier for us to clear the board. If he doesn't kill the Luna, we're just gonna draw a ton of cards here. Yep, forcing the Shield Slam out of him. That's one less option he's gonna have later on. Thinking we could Blizzard everything. We'll get to hero power, his Reborn, and that'll just make it not an issue anymore. His 2/1/1s aren't going to be the biggest deal. It's not like they're going to be able to get past that Reborn taunt. And then we'll trade with the Twilight Drake. Bring that within range of a Flame Strike if we can draw it, or even generate one with the Zephyr. Pretty good spot here. He's got 6 cards in hand. He's going to have to use at least a few of those to bring the board into a manageable state. That's a little bit scary. We're going to have to make sure we kill that. Let's see what we can draw with the Arcane Intellect. Oh, Reno. That is exactly what we needed here. Gonna Reno down that guaranteed 10 damage. That lets us swing for 6, keep a bit of a scary board presence up. See what kind of secret we can get here. So he just buffed his whole hand, and he doesn't have many cards left. Mirror Entity is going to be really strong, because I don't think he's likely to have many low-cost cards left. And we'll hold on to the turtle until after he clears the board in some way, shape, or form. That Omega Assembly is going to give him some good options for our Mirror Entity. Not going to get quite as much value out of it as we would have, but no biggie. Looks like it's going to use up his whole turn clearing the board anyway. And even then, the Reno is likely to survive here. Oh no, he's going to use the second shield slam, so that is a full board clear for him, but we've used up all his shield slams. Got him to toss out a Warpath as well. See if we can get off this Caligos. Snap Freeze would give us some decent removal for one of his big health taunt minions. And let's conjure the Caligos. 2 10-cost minions, always pretty strong. That's still a 12-14 instead of a 4-12, and 2 targets for him to remove instead of 1. Not going to be able to damage our mech at all with that secret, and he'll give us a mech of our own. Well, it looks like he doesn't have a Devastator, so we're going to get to live another day there. And then that was created from the spell, so I'm not worried about him secretly being a bomb warrior. Power Creation, going to be a really solid card here. Gives us a scary board. Oh jeez. Let's see what we can get off the Scoundrel. Okay, Polymorph, that'd be a solid removal option. So let's just freeze his board. Get our taunt out there that lets us heal up for another 6 health, and then our 2 minions there that do 1 damage to everything will clear his whole board for us without us having to trade anything for it. Okay, there's the Warpath, but I mean, if he was going to do 3 damage with the Warpath, he's able to do 5 damage with the Warpath, no difference at all. Not like we're losing out by damaging our own minions there.
No tomb can hold me.
Okay, and he is barely going to be able to clear our final minion, but we're still in a great spot. We got an empty board to play whatever we want. We got him down to 10 armor. The Alex, that's more like 25. And we are going to soak up that bomb, so we're able to start playing more of our heals if we draw them. No, let's get a Tyrion. I don't think he's running any way to remove the weapon. And even if he is, he's going to have to clear the Tyrion before he can play that. Conjure that Tyrion. Like, we're in a really strong position. He's going to use his whole turn just to play 3-4 with Rush. So yeah, that's not looking good for him. Thinking we'll polymorph him. It's essentially trading the polymorph for face damage, because that's 1 less minion that we would have to attack him with. Get him down to just 1 armor. That means that once we Alex him, we'll be able to get a ton of damage off with it on the same turn. And then just in case he does clear the board, we're going to hold on to that Mountain Giant. Okay, so he's just going for the taunts. Doesn't have a way to remove that board. So let's Flame Strike the board. Let's us trade our Sandbinder, and then we can get through for face damage with the Tyrion. You know, let's even get Ziliax in there. Keep a couple minions alive. Don't think he's gonna have another Warpath in hand. Okay, he's just gonna sacrifice the turn for his Dr. Boom. That's good for us. We'll get 8 damage off with that Alex. Swing with everything we've got. And now we can't just get a guaranteed armor up every turn. So he's only got 8 health. Gonna hold on to that giant a bit longer just in case he does clear everything. Like I said, doesn't look like we're gonna need that puzzle box. Unless we feel like flexing on him, of course. Because that's a good hero power to go with the Brawl. Wondering what's gonna survive there, but like he's not running the Ooze. More likely that he'd be running Harrison if anything, and he's not gonna be able to play it now. Tyrion's gonna survive though, and he doesn't have a way to kill that, so that's game. Just gotta kill the Tyrion with a Conjure, get that weapon, swing for another 5 damage. Overkill and a half. Oh, just so much damage. That 1 cost Antonidas if we needed it as well. We just gotta be smart when we play the Zephyr. It always knows when to give you lethal. Every other situation though, you gotta be careful. As we have learned.
Jaina versus Rastakhan.
Yeah, we got another Shaman. Very likely to be Quest Shaman. That's just the flavor of the month as it seems. We want as many of our early game cards as we can get. So even toss the Twilight Drake. Like, we have better options for turn 4 and plenty of them in the deck. Yeah, Conjure's Calling, Scoundrel, and Ray of Frost. Like, not the best, but by no means the worst. And then we're getting a Frostbolt too, so that's turning out to be a pretty strong starting hand. Even if we had to, we could Conjure the Scoundrel on turn 4. That would be a solid play. Put some board presence out there, reduce the damage you can get done with face, and make him target our minions instead of ourselves. There's a totem, that's a dead giveaway that he's running Quest Shaman. So we're gonna pop the Ray of Frost to kill that. Frostbolt's probably gonna be used to kill something with 3 health exactly. So we'll want to hold on to that, otherwise Ray of Frost will take 4 mana to kill it. Okay, decent enough. Let's get the Scoundrel out there, see what we can discover. None of those are great options, so we'll go with a mystery choice. I'm fine with anything other than these 3.
I wonder.
Job's
Okay,
done.
Fireball, I would have picked that if it was there. Happy to get.
Of course it's the right way.
Yeah, that's gonna be great for the Frostbolt. So, we'll get to clear one of his minions there. Drawing the Pocket Galaxy 2, so if he does misstep, we can jump ahead. Frostbolt, that questing adventurer. Let's get rid of his lackey there. Doesn't really matter which of these we kill. But just in case he does bounce back to his hand, we'll kill the one that can generate lackeys for him. Yeah, it's gonna be his whole turn there. Because he has overloaded that 1 mana crystal. Just gonna go for the trade instead of face damage. I'm happy to go with that. Snip Snap with hero power, solid turn 5. Gonna be ahead in the board presence, 4 or 5 to contest the 3/3. It's gonna have to do something to kill those. Hero power that 2 cost instead of 1, just in case he has the lackey to evolve it. Okay, there's the Wasp, but that's 3 less damage than we would have taken to our face. 6 if you include the hero power. Always happy when he plays the either the Lackey Wasp or that Beast Wasp before he gets the hero power off, because that's 6 damage that you would have taken. Wonder if he's going to be able to evolve that. Oh, doesn't look like it. Get that Bone Wraith out. Kill his 2-1. Oh, there's another 4 damage that our minions are taking instead of our face. Still got 26 health in a great spot here. Just gonna be able to do another 4 damage there, but we're still in a great spot. That was his whole turn just to do so. And he's only gonna get through with 3 face damage. Oh, he did draw the mutate, or he was saving it. But it's giving him the... I guess it doesn't matter what he gave him. We drew Reno. That is unfortunate for him though. Instead of fireball in that huge cost minion, we're just gonna Reno, clear the whole board. Usually I'm the one that gets that bat off a conjure. It's nice to be on the other side of the fence for that for once. Okay, so there goes his whole turn to kill a Reno. He's only got a 2-2 and a 5-5 on board, so let's see what secret we can get here. I'm thinking we'll pick Vaporize, because he's pretty likely to try and trade that 2-2, and then he'll want to face us with that 5-5. And that also lets us conjure the Keysmith. Getting that Pinata and a Elemental is just so much more valuable than a 2-2. Like you get a Pinata, an Elemental, and a random secret for 8 mana essentially. Then you get to keep another Conjure's Calling in your hand. He is going to be smart and attack with that 2-2 first, so he's going to get through with quite a bit more damage than we expected. We're drawing the Zephyr the Great though, and we still have board presence. So what we're going to do is try and get a little bit of healing off that Zephyr the Great. I'm thinking if we cast it with 3 mana, we'll get that spell that heals us for 8 health. Hopefully the game doesn't troll us again. Even if not though, we're in a solid position. With 2 cards in hand, I don't think he's going to be able to go for lethal. Okay, so it's not going to let us heal for 8. Shield block's going to be the next best thing though. Gaining 5 armor is really going to secure that lead for us, and then drawing a card, like nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's much you can do to come back from this.
I hope you like my invention.
I'm sure he might refill his hand here, but that's going to take his whole turn. Since he's running those mind control mechs, we don't want to take any chances. Him stealing a minion here would really suck. So we'll trade the Zephyr for the mind control mech. That lets us play the Caligos without worrying about him stealing any of our stuff. The Icicle is pretty good. That'll let us draw a card there, and we'll get a free Galaxy out. Just in case he does start doing some crazy stuff. All our minions are going to be 1 now. Okay, double Battlecraft Giggling Inventor, that's pretty strong. Let's see what we can get from the turtle here. Flame Striker Blizzard would be pretty strong. That's exactly what we got. Okay, so we don't even have to use the Frost Nova now. We can see what we draw off this Icicle. Okay, so we're gonna hero power our own minion here. That makes sure that he can't steal anything crazy like the Caligos with a mind control tech. Just taking no chances at all. Yeah, Shutterwalk, so he would have stole something if we didn't do that. Okay, so he's going to refill his hand a bit, but all in all, we're in a great position here. We can always just freeze the board and stall him out while we swing into his face. Let's use the Luna, see how many cards we can draw out of our deck. I don't have too many spells left, so if we hit a few minions in a row, we'll get a ton of value here. So far so good. So we're definitely going to be playing the Tiamat either way here. That'll be a rush option to get rid of his taunts. Let's just get through with that much more face damage. And we'll see if lethal is a possibility here. Get rid of all his taunts. Now we'll bring him down to 15 health before we swing with the 8. Oh, and we get the Antonidas. So that'll put a fireball in our hand. Let's go ahead and freeze his whole board. Now there's no way that he can clear this entire board while healing himself out of fireball range with only 3 minion slots, because he's got 4 frozen. There's literally nothing he can do. Yeah, there goes one of them with the card that does nothing. Yeah, he's just going for the high roll now. That's a pretty lucky evolve to get a 10-10 with taunt, but that's not going to be nearly enough to save him here. Four damage to face. And that'll do it. There we go, hitting that legend. Deck turned out to perform way better than we thought. That is just beautiful. Proving that Highlander Mage is not only viable, but also incredibly strong. Thanks again for watching so much. I love you all. Like and subscribe, and have a good one.